Hello and welcome to the course Design Bore Fields with Confidence. This is chapter 0 of the first part, and we thought about starting this course off a little bit smoothly, which is why we decided to start off with a little bit of history about geothermal energy and the relationship between geothermal energy and we as humans throughout different periods from the past to the present. And we want to start this journey with you some 4.28 billion years ago at the bottom of the ocean. Because it's here where two tectonic plates touched that there was some geothermal energy able to pass through and create what we call black smokers. And it's here a chemical reaction was started based on this geothermal energy that created the first forms of life. So one hypothesis is that we, humans, are basically a product of geothermal energy causing a chemical reaction. So without geothermal energy, we wouldn't be here watching this course or me creating it. Now, somewhat more recently, 10,000 years before Christ, we humans we walked around the earth and we developed something which we now call nature religions. So we were very impressed by the beauty of the creation, and we thought even that these mountains, these hot lakes, they embodied divine qualities. So these hot springs were very religious places. It were places of social gathering, but also some practicalities like cooking and bathing. So also a spiritual life developed around geothermal sources in some places around the world. And when we go to the great civilizations of ancient Greece and the Romans, we find geothermal energy popping up elsewhere. It was the Greek Hippocrates, basically the founder of modern medicine, who wrote about the positive health benefits of warm, geothermal, and cold baths on the human body. And this was also repeated by Plinius the Elder in Roman times, who wrote about hot water mineral springs that were very good for people suffering from muscle pain. So also geothermal energy was at the basis of modern medicine. And when we go a little bit further in time, we are in the year 1332 in the French village of Chaudac, and it's here where we find the first records of geothermal heating, basically. Now this village is located on one of the largest hot water bars in Europe, with temperatures of more than 82 degrees. And in the year 1332, we found out that we see the first records of houses being heated by this water itself. And even later, there was a whole network connecting different houses to this hot water spring as a sort of primitive form of district heating. So also geothermal heating has been around for centuries, effectively. But the first industrial use of geothermal energy we find in the year 1818 in Tuscany. It's a very volcanic region at some places, and it's here where people used to extract boric acid from hot water sludges. Now, typically this was done by putting it in a pot and boiling it over a wooden fire, so that the water evaporated, but this led to quite a lot of deforestation. So it was the French engineer François-Jacques de Larderel who basically used the steam coming out of cracks in the ground from geothermal energy to use it to effectively boil these hot waters and extract the boric acid from that. And this was so successful that not so many years later, he became basically a monopolist for the whole world when it comes down to the production of boric acid, which was needed for the production of ceramic, glass, clothes, and so forth. And the city, now named after him, Larderello, was also the first place where the first electricity was generated based on geothermal energy. It's Pierre Conti who captured some steam coming out of these cracks and who made the steam engine run, able to power 5 light bulbs. And now in Larderello there are more than 350 geothermal wells capturing steam and producing around 5 gigawatt hours per year of geothermal energy. Now when we go to the year 1970, we encounter our first publications related to what we now call geothermal bore fields. And you can see here a patent of 1981 for something that looks quite familiar to us, namely a ground source heat pump connected to a vertical closed loop system and floor heating. So our novel and innovative technology of ground source heat pumps is in fact already more than 40 years old, which in my mind is a positive thing because it means it's a proven technology, it works, and we just have to roll it out. Now if you take a look today, there are more than 2.4 million ground source heat pumps in Europe, most of them connected to closed source geothermal bore fields. And there are more than 100,000 units extra each year to come, mostly as you can see here in Sweden, the Netherlands and Germany. So the market is growing, but perhaps it's not growing fast enough, and we need correct design in order to be able to push this technology further in the market. But there is quite a lot of competition from air source heat pumps, and in our next chapter we will discuss what the benefits are for a ground source heat pump when compared to an air source heat pump, and why you would rather have the first one instead of the last. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video.